Welcome to Amavoice Podcast Studio, where real voices tell real stories. Today, we're talking about something almost everyone struggles with: relationships. But here's the truth nobody tells you. If you're not okay within yourself, your relationship will suffer. Today, we're asking one big question: are you the problem in your own relationship? What is self-help? Why people rush into relationships? The difference between love and attachment, the myth of someone completing you. Joining us today is Miss Charity. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot to learn from you. You are welcome. Self-love centers on personal responsibility, empowerment, and self-guided learning. The goal is often to build resilience, change bad habits, or gain psychological insight independently. Why do people rush into relationships? Many rush to avoid the discomfort of being alone or to fill a gap in their lives. Individuals with low self-esteem may jump into relationships to feel worthy or lovable through someone else's attention. Age-related pressures or peer norms can. We sometimes jump into relationships to feel worthy or lovable through someone else's attention. Age-related milestones like the maternal clock or peer norms can make people settle quickly to avoid feeling behind. Love is selfless and freeing. It focuses on the other person's happiness and growth, even if that means giving them space or independence. Yes, and it also means supporting their dreams. Attachment, specifically insecure attachment, is often self-serving and fear-based. It focuses on the security, comfort, or ego boost the other person provides. Love says, "I want you in my life." Attachment says, "I need you to survive." A delayed reply causes panic or a need for constant reassurance. It is often driven by attachment anxiety rather than love. What's the myth of someone completing you? It implies you are inherently lacking or broken on your own. This mindset often leads to codependency, where you outsource your happiness and identity to a partner. Healthy relationships consist of two whole individuals who complement rather than complete each other. Instead of looking for someone to fill your voids, aim for mutual acceptance. A partner should support your journey of self-work, but you must still do the heavy lifting of your own healing. So, they can't do it for you? Exactly. Can you truly love someone if you don't love yourself? You can't love someone until you love yourself. Individuals who struggle with self-worth are still fully capable of feeling deep, genuine love for others. While you can love without self-love, it is often more difficult to maintain a healthy relationship. Low self-esteem can lead to insecurity and jealousy, poor boundaries, overdependence. Let's talk on why people ignore red flags. Familiarity and upbringing. If someone grew up in an environment where toxic behaviors were normalized, they may not recognize those behaviors or even like home. People often fall in love with a person's potential rather than their current reality, hoping they will change over time or with enough saving. Tell us your story. It started with Leo. He didn't just walk into my life, he swept me off my feet with an intensity I never felt. They calling me his soulmate. He sent flowers to my office, texted me, "Good morning, beautiful," every single day, and talked about a future together in months, not years. I felt chosen. After years of lukewarm dating, this felt like the real thing people wrote songs about. The warnings weren't loud sirens. They were small, uncomfortable moments that I quickly smoothed over. He got visibly angry when I went out for drinks with male coworkers. He framed it as, "I just know how guys think, and I can't stand the thought of someone disrespecting what we have." I saw it as passion, not control. He'd suggest staying in for quality time whenever I had plans with friends. Slowly, my social circle shrunk until Leo was my only source of entertainment and validations. He started making jokes about my outfit choices or my career ambitions. When I got hurt, he'd say, "I'm the only one who will tell you the truth because I love you the most." Before I knew it, I was all in, but the relationship had become a full-time job. I spent my days monitoring his moods, crafting his texts carefully to avoid a fight, and apologizing for things I hadn't even done. I kept remembering the early Leo, the guy who sent flowers, and convinced myself that if I just loved him better, that version of him would come back forever. I was addicted to the makeup phase that followed every blowout. By the time I finally left, I didn't recognize myself. The damage wasn't physical, it was a shattered sense of self. Even months later, a loud noise or a specific tone of voice would make my heart race. I no longer trusted my own judgment. If I couldn't see Leo's true colors for 2 years, how could I trust myself to pick anyone else? Without his constant, albeit toxic intensity, my life felt terrifyingly quiet and empty. I had confused the what of butterflies of fear with the spark of chemistry. Let's talk about communication problems, cheating, social media, trust, and insecurity. When communication breaks down, relationships often become vulnerable to external distractions and internal resentment. The betrayal of trust is a fundamental violation that shatters the relationship's foundation. It can cause betrayal trauma similar to PTSD, leading to long-term anxiety and hypervigilance. Some experts suggest an affair can be a painful wake-up call that forces a couple to address long-ignored issues. Repair is considered possible if both partners are willing to do the hard work of accountability and rebuilding transparency. Social media can be a catalyst for trust issues. Likes and DMs are easily misinterpreted, triggering jealousy. Phone snubbing reduces connection, making partners feel undervalued. Trust is not rebuilt through grand gestures, but through consistent, small actions over time. Restore a partner who broke it to be fully accountable without defensiveness and for both to set clear boundaries. Have you ever said, "I love you" without meaning it? Have you checked your partner's phone? Have you ever stayed in a relationship out of fear? Yes, and I regretted it. What is one mistake you made in love that changed you forever? I held on too long to someone who didn't choose me. That must have been painful. Before you ask for love, become someone who understands love. Before you expect loyalty, become someone who values it. And before you blame others, look within. We have come to the end of today's podcast. Thanks, Charity, for sharing your story and thoughts with us today. It's my pleasure. Thank you for listening to Amavoice Podcast Studio, where every voice matters.